What's the YouTube? Down here was the wargames. And with the release of Cyberdeck Horizon Special Edition, Spyral Super Agent did get a reprint, obviously now in Super. Means there was no reason not to do an update to a Spyral deck profile now. Of course, Spyrals, in my opinion, I've never seen one singular card for a deck change a deck in such a way as Spyral Double Helix. This card, individual card, obviously Multifaker took Guys from okay deck to a very, very good deck, whereas Double Helix took Spyrals from a less than okay deck that couldn't do a huge amount to a meta dominating deck. So that is still one of my most powerful cards in my opinion, or one of the best introductions to a deck for a long, long time. Anyway, so what I've done is I've put together a Spyral deck for you guys, updated it, kind of moved it around a little bit, including the meta. If you want to make it cheaper, you can do. You can make it so that the most expensive thing is the Nightmares to get a hold of, because Double Helixes are only a couple of quid. Super Agents will only be about £1 or £2. Tufts will be very, very cheap, and the remainder of the actual Spyral cards will be cheap. The only times the money gets involved is if you play stuff like Impermanences, Ashes, and stuff like that. But you can make it cheaper should you wish. This is not a budget version. I will explain when we get there what you can use to make it a budget version. So it's entirely up to you. Obviously, don't forget we do have a competition going on. Obviously, one for this mat here, which the deadline is very, very soon. The second is, of course, for the Blackfire binder, which comes with a special edition Cybernetic Horizon pack or like box. So I will put the links for both those giveaways in the description below. Do not forget to enter those. You'll be mad not to. It's a freebie. It's something you get for free. It'd be silly not to. Anyway, moving on, let's show you the Spyral deck. So we play triple Spyral Super Agent. Of course, we all know that this is the core card of the deck. Triple Spyral Tough, just as useful as Agent right now. Dealing with all their opponent's back rows or just general cards is very, very useful. And it's a very, very good going second deck because your opponent can struggle and stumble against it. Then we play a lot of one-offs. Now for the Spyral one-offs, we've got the one Quick Fix, the one Sleeper, the one Master Plan, the one Last Resort, and the one Drones. Now obviously we all know, or we should all know by now, what these cards do. Obviously this one stacks your opponent's deck. This one you equip to Sleeper, so that Sleeper can pop 2 cards for pretty much nothing. Obviously Master Plan is your amazing searcher, but is less relevant right now because of the field spell. And then, of course, Quick Fix is your looper, constantly moving plays further around, dumping cards, moving cards, reviving cards, searching cards, the whole 9 yarder. And then, of course, the other one-offs that aren't part of the Spyral art set is the one Nightmare Corruptibly and the one Glart Bulb. Obviously, Glart Bulb gets us into Nat Beast. And in this format right now, where Sky Strikers and possibly Gokis are going to be running dominant, being able to deal with spells can be very, very useful. And on top of that, milling some stuff in your deck, especially when you're playing Foolish Burial and Foolish Burial of Goods, is not a bad thing to do. So the mill off of Glart Bulb is great, and then the mill off of Nat Beast can also be very, very helpful and cause your opponent a lot of issues. Then for the hand track lineup, the hand track lineup can be pretty much any hand track lineup you wish. I've got 3 Ash, 2 Droll and 2 Ogre. If you want to make this cheaper, of course you can put in effect failures. You can bump up the Ogre if you wish. Entirely up to you on your ratio of hand traps. You can play DD Crow should you want to do it. You could play Skullmeisters, bells if you have them. It's entirely up to you on how budget you want to make the deck to be. You do want some hand traps in there. Of course, if you want to, you can put the Sky Striker engine of drones because they are very, very cheap and everyone should have that. That then dictates your extra deck a little bit, but it does get you into your nightmares a lot quicker and a lot simpler. So that's it for the monster lineup. Obviously, my hand traps are in different sleeves because they do bounce around a lot of decks. Moving on to the spells, triple Call by the Grave. You want your field spell to go off, you want your Super Agent to go off, your Quick Fix to go off. So Call by the Grave at 3, in my opinion, is a must in this deck. Triple Terraforming, of course, to search out your one field spell. It can become dead, but because you rely on the Nightmares, you've got a lot of easy discard fodder. Double Foolish Burial of Goods. This is to get your trap card into the graveyard and sometimes your Spyral Mission Assault. So it's very, very important to play with this, play that card. You've got the one Monster Reborn, the one Foolish Burial, the one Soul Charge, the one Spyral Resort, the one Reinforcement of the Army, the one for one to get into your Glart Bulb, your Drones and your Quick Fix, the one Big Red for your Revival and Protection, and then of course your one Spyral Mission Assault. Now what you've got to remember about Soul Charge is, when you play Soul Charge in this deck, you're going to be doing it in order to extend your board even further, to maybe either get you a neutral lock or to end your board with a Spyral Sleeper. Now, obviously, if your opponent doesn't have a Kaiju, Sleeper is going to cause them so many issues. It is an incredibly powerful card. It's a double Trident for no cost whatsoever, especially if you connect it with the Resort. Obviously, the downside with this deck right now is it can brick, it can become very, very slow because of the changes that has happened to it. Now, moving into the traps, we've got 3 Infinite Impermanents and 2 Spyral Mission Rescue. Now, of course, you can put Rescue up to 3. I couldn't find my 3rd copy. We are at a 41 card count. So if you wanted to, you could take out all 3 Impermanents. They could become 2 Effect Veilers and another Rescue to put you back up to 41. Or, of course, you could take out all 3 Impermanents, put in a Spyral Mission Rescue and go into an Upstart Goblin. Entirely up to you on how you would like to play the deck or put the deck out and just how much of a budget you can play with. The best thing with this deck is it can be very, very budget and very, very cheap should you wish to. And I believe it can still cause a lot of issues. Obviously, losing Ancient Fairy Dragon did cause a few issues for the deck and hit its consistency quite a bit, even after they had already been directly hit. But still, it's an incredibly powerful card, and if it does, incredibly powerful deck, and if it does go off, I guarantee you it causes your opponent a huge amount of issues. Now moving on to the extra deck, of course we play double Spyral, double Helix. Again, incredibly powerful card. I've already expressed my feelings towards this card. It is probably one of the best Link monsters to come out to date that has changed a specific deck. Obviously, you do have Firewall and stuff like that, which are, in eyes, the better of a generic card, but this card did such a change to the meta, I still value it very, very highly. We've got the 1 Link Kariba that go off of your level 1, your Glark Bulbs, your Droll and Lock Birds, should you need it to, your Quick Fix, and your Drone. We've got the 1 Tri-Gate Wizard and the 1 Decode for our Link 3s. Obviously, Tri-Gate is a busted card when it gets all 3 areas linked. You've got the 1 Firewall, you've got the 1 Borrow Load, and you've got the 1 Borrow Sword. Now, with the Link 4s, you'll probably only ever go into 1 of these, maybe 2 at a push. So these are just there for options. Obviously, Firewall is incredibly powerful to get your loops, getting your plays going, extending your board, moving your Nightmares forward, and going into your mutual link. Speaking of the Nightmares, we've got the 1 Mermaid, the 1 Cerberus, the 1 Phoenix, and the double Nightmare Goblin. Now, of course, with the double Goblin, it gives you that additional normal, so it takes place of the double summon. If you only want to play 2, or you only have, if you only want to play 1 and you only have 1, this can easily be the Griffin. It's entirely up to you. You just don't want to flood your extra deck with too many Link 4s, in my opinion, because you're not always going to be going into them. So you're better off with lower levels than you are with the higher levels. Finishing off our Link monsters is the Nightmare Unicorn, and then our last card in our extra deck is, of course, Nat Beast. Now, Naturia Beast, like I said at the start when we went over the 1-for-1 and the Glark Bulb, wins you games. On top of this, the one card that I am tempted to put in here is Princess Sprite. Yes, it's kind of good, it's kind of gimmicky, but it does give you that additional play should you want to keep recycling and looping your Quick Fix, because obviously once you link away with your Quick Fix, it will get banished. So you've got to be very, very careful on what you do with your Quick Fix and where you put it. So it's entirely up to you how you want to play it, and if you want to put a Princess Sprite in. Again, if you do, you could easily take out the 2nd Goblin and move your plays further forward that way. So that is it for the deck profile. Like I said, it can be made budget. You can take out your Borrow Sword. Your Borrow Dragon is possibly the 2nd highest kind of card in the extra deck. Unicorn sits at about 20 quid as well. So it really, really does come down to your personal play style, what card you have available. But what I'm saying is the deck can still be played on a budget. It can be played around with, and it can have different options of play or different angles of play as well. So do not be turned off by the amount of high cost cards in this deck. Like I said, so your alternatives for Impermanents are easy Effect Veilers. Your alternatives for Ash can either be a bumped up Droll, it can be DD Crows because they are level 1s as well. It can also be another Ghost Ogre. For your extra deck, your Borrow Sword can be a Princess Sprite. It could be a Griffin, should you want to, considering Griffin is half the price, if not less so. You could, of course, play your Sky Striker drones, because they are only about £1 each. That then lets you play your Kagari, or, of course, your Suzuko, and Hayate, mainly Hayate and Kagari, because Kagari would add back the drones. You would then turn the drones, play the drones, turn your drones and Kagari into a Link 2 of your choice. Alternatively, you could then turn your Kagari into a Hayate, turn the token into either a Link Spider or a link Karibo, and then link the two effect monsters together and go into an underclock taker. It's entirely up to you of how you want to push your plays further forward. But that is it for the deck profile. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Check out our giveaway. It is crazy. It's free stuff. It's a free mat to get you going. There's also a free binder, which is incredible. The artwork is so much better than just the plain Ultra Pro binders that you get right now. It gives you that little bit of a nicer aesthetically pleasing look to your binders, especially if you've got high value cards or you've got cards that you cherish, especially if it's your trade binder. Bringing out a binder that looks well looked after also gives the person you're trading with a lot of confidence that the cards inside are going to be well taken care of. On top of that, just to get your binder started, we are giving away a Cybernetic Horizons Special Edition box. Of course, that comes with comes with two promos. One of an old card, which is either number 38 Titanic Galaxy, or of course Spyral Super Agent. Hopefully you get the Super Agent, it goes quite well with this video. And then of course it comes with free second edition packs of Cybernetic Horizon to get your binder started. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time guys, as always, happy dueling. Also YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always guys, happy dueling.